Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood. The Unabomber blowing up. Waco, Texas and Heaven's Gates. Alien modified men from apes. Hitler faked his death and then escaped. Bigfoot and the Mothman. Son of Sam talking to dogs again. Witches, ghosts and goblins. Mysterious noise and hauntings. Dark arts and the skull and bones. Most celebrities are probably cloned. So when you're feeling all alone, grab a beer and get stoned. I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
I don't know, I'm trying to find some good some like fresh veggie puns, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let us know if you have any.
That was so fucking stupid.
They're all stupid. What if you ever went at it and be like, that's a good one? Like, they're all dumb jokes.
What's going on, people?
Hi, guys. How are you?
It's a Strange Brew podcast. I am one of the hosts of this strange podcast.
I love how you reiterate that every single fucking time.
Tomcat, a.k.a. Tom Thompson.
And I'm Billy, a.k.a. hung like a fucking gorilla.
You know, gorillas have tiny dicks,
Doesn't
right?
No, they're actually big, but gorillas are so muscular you can't tell.
Yeah, is that how you are?
It must be but I'm an unmuscular gorilla, so it's like that's what an actual.
So I got one of the Zodiac beers I like.
What the fuck does that one say? Is that Japanese?
Lunatic Fridge.
Oh, the side of it looked like all Japanese.
It does look
writing.
kind of like a Japanese beer, but it's Lunatic Fridge.
People are getting ridiculous with this shit.
Lunatic, objectively, lightheartedly, mad, voracious, eccentric, etc. She has a lunatic charm that is quite engaging. We should get fucking beer sponsors. Come on.
Is it okay?
Mm-hmm. Want to try it?
Yeah, kind of.
COVID.
Look at the fucking fridge. It's got like a swirly eye and teeth. Why do fridges
he's
have
angry
teeth?
because he's a lunatic fridge. He's angry. It's not bad for like an IPA.
I don't really like it.
So you don't like IPAs?
Yes,
though.
I do.
Yeah,
not that one.
Do you?
I do. You don't fucking know me. What are we talking about today?
The Montauk Project. So this is this will be good because we've covered the Philadelphia experiment.
Wow, we're talking about this like actually on next. A podcast and not just zoning out while he's rambling in my ear.
So we're going to get into it. The Montauk Project just might be the mother lode of lesser known conspiracy theories. And this source today is
lesser
from
known. I feel
All
like a lot of
That's
people
Interesting.
know about it.
And I got some other sources, but this is a lot from All That's Interesting.
You think this is lesser known?
No, that's what yes, because more, like, you know,
I guess there are bigger
there's
ones.
9/11,
yeah,
and then there's
okay, that's fair. If you're comparing, sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just getting into it, then you're like, there's the reptilians. They do show up in this a little bit.
All right.
So
let's see how.
Time travel, teleportation, and mind control are all important parts of the story. While contact with aliens and the staging of the Apollo moon landings add color to the already colorful painting. Yet, even after all that, the fact that this inspired widely successful Netflix series, Stranger Things, is based off the Montauk Project.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Something fucking with shit and then a monster escaping. Yeah,
I never. I guess it makes sense, but I only watched like an episode of that. I thought that episode.
Unless you're a conspiracy nut and really into this shit.
This show was kind of dumb.
I love fucking.
Maybe I didn't give it a chance. I tried an episode. I was like, that was stupid.
No, it's good. It gets good. Wait till the second season with this guy named Billy.
Oh, Billy's in it.
And he's like hardcore.
Yeah, of course it's good.
No,
what am I saying? This is like the best show that ever existed.
Mitch was like, oh man, I want to be like Billy, like be a badass riding around in a fucking muscle car, wanting to fuck everybody's mom because he like wants to bang all the one guy's mom and shit.
Is it? But he's an asshole. Is it just as badass if you're mid-30s and you want to fuck their daughters instead?
That's less badass.
Is that less badass?
Yeah, okay. I don't think it's as badass. I think it's more badass if like a 17-year-old gets to fuck his hot teacher.
I was literally just joking.
But then the teacher gets jailed, you know.
That'd
be my dream.
I love those newspaper articles where it's like two teachers fired for having threesome with student, and like his face is lit right the fuck up. He's so happy.
We've mentioned before, I kind of want to do an episode maybe for the Patreon or something that is like the stories about teachers that fuck it's just like not kids but like teenagers. Yeah, because there's so
17.
many
they're
cases.
They're young adults. Yeah.
There's so many of those ones that's like 14 or 15.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Still my dream, you know. She's
whatever.
She's a hottie.
Nobody came on to me when I was 14.
So, according to Preston Nichols and Peter Moon, authors of the Montauk Project Experiments in Time, the Montauk Project was a development and was culminated. Why am I blanking?
Accumulated.
Yeah, accumulation was a development and accumulation of a phenomenon encountered aboard the USS Eldridge in 1943. You remember when the ship disappeared in the Philadelphia experiment?
And it's like, it's gone now.
And then they got
we don't know where
fused
it
to the
is.
ship and everyone was screaming because there's people stuck halfway through the fucking ship.
The fucking Futurama did an episode on that.
Yeah, it is.
You remember that one?
Yeah,
I remember watching that. Yeah, they all got fused to the spaceship.
This is popularly known as the Philadelphia experiment, a series of experiments that, listen to our episode on it, but it was conducted by the U.S. Navy involving radar and visibility. According to these accounts, over 3 decades of secret research and applied technology ensued. Experiments were conducted that included electric mind control or mind surveillance, controlling of distinct populations. The climax of this work was reached at Montauk Point in 1983.
Wow, that was a huge. I thought you were gonna say in like a year or two, and they just like crushed it. No, that was like 40 fucking years.
Yeah. So, and this was supposedly too had to do with the Cold War and like them trying to get up on the Russians.
There's so many fucking things that had to do with the Cold War.
Oh fuck yeah! They were like, "Wow, how can we spy on the Russians?"
Honestly, all the
aids.
fucking Cold War was a bunch of fucking bitches crying. That's all it was.
Have you done your research?
Nobody. Well, okay. For one, it's obviously called the Cold War because nothing happened.
Because it's cold.
Because nothing happened.
Because Russia's cold.
Because no shots were fired.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
was just
that's pretty much
the whole
that's
time.
what it is. It's just a bunch of all I can picture is like 2 grown ass fucking men going, "No, you're fucking stupid." Well, what do you want to do about it? I'll do something if you do about it first. You come at me, bro. Come at me. Swing first so I don't get charged.
Well, it's funny. There was a comedian, an Asian comedian. I can't remember, but I saw it on the old TikTok, and he was saying like it's kind of funny that he's like, you know what, when they're like, Iran, you have I think Iran, you have weapons of mass destruction, and they're like, no, we don't. And they're like, yeah, you do. We're going in there. You definitely do. And then they don't have any weapons of mass destruction. But when North Korea is literally like, we have weapons of mass destruction, we have nuclear bombs, and we're gonna fucking blow the shit out of the United States. Nothing happens. They don't invade.
Yeah, no, they're like, because
Korea.
they will kill us.
Yeah.
Let's not fight with the biggest dog there.
Yeah, I know. Especially with someone who's so loose. Like, that guy could just break in a second.
Yeah, I know.
Or if he's alive, Kim Jong-un, he could be dead. And they could just use
no, he loves Katy Perry. He did that movie.
Oh, that was fake.
Obviously that was
Are
fucking
you sure?
fake.
Are you sure that
Kim
wasn't...
Jong-un didn't come down and do a movie with fucking Eminem.
Yeah. Eminem says he's gay 3 times.
And fucking Seth Rogen and Jesus.
It was at that time that the Montauk Project officially ripped open a hole in the space-time to 1943, back to the Philadelphia experiment.
Oh, fucking damn. They're
Perhaps,
like, I wonder if they noticed what happened. They're just like,
yeah, they see like a guy.
people are dressing
sticking
really
his dick through the
fucking
portal
weird.
hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What
like
is
a glory hole.
this?
Like, let's just stick my dick in, and then they see the little wagging dick coming out of the ship. It's like,
somebody
what is that?
touch it, please.
But it more or less would have been a little boy's penis, because we'll get into something a little later.
Okay.
So perhaps the person best qualified to tell this story is Preston Nichols, an electric engineer and inventor who studied the Montauk Project for a better part of a decade. His interest in the project were spurred in part by unusual circumstance in his own life. He was also able to legally acquire much of the equipment that was used for the project. He continued his investigation, ultimately revealed his own role as a technical director of the project, despite
A technical director?
Despite
Is he a director? Is he a
technical guy?
He's like, I'm technically a director. Nobody gave me that role, but I pretty much do everything there.
Despite brainwashing and threats to silence him. So they brainwashed him to make him forget about what happened at Montauk Project.
Or they brainwashed him and they made him accidentally think he remembered things that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's true. He has survived and has decided it's in his best interest to tell his story.
You think they wouldn't fucking kill him?
They might.
He would have been dead long before that fucking got
no,
there.
like they killed, William Cooper for coming out and writing, the Behold the Pale Horse and talking about like all the conspiracies that have been going on that are probably true. And they killed Phil Schneider for talking about aliens. So it's like, why wouldn't they kill like David Icke or fucking David Wilcock or
David
Alex
Icke's a
Collar?
fucking
But
loser.
I love David Icke, man. Me and Juan both love that homeboy. But the thing is, David Icke says like, I don't walk around with security guards because like if those people are so scared. If I can't do a British accent, but like if they're put in their own intention, like that I'm safe. Like I don't need it because in my intention, I'm not worried about it. So he's pretty much saying if you're worried about being murdered by the government, you probably will. So the Montauk narrative got its start in 1992 with a self-published book by Preston B. Nichols called The Montauk Project: Experiments in Time, as we already said. There were already rumors that the American military had been conducting experiments in psychological warfare on the eastern end of Long Island as far back as the mid-1980s.
Probably a little further.
Yeah, so Nichols' book kind of already added fuel to already an existing fire.
Yeah.
That people were believing, but one thing I do
that's
know,
something that
who
everybody
knows how
believes in.
real this is, because it's like two motherfuckers being like, it's happened. I went to I went to a psychic and they regressed all my memories, and then I was there. But like I believe that
so you went to a
MK
psychic,
Ultra,
they regressed all your memories.
regression,
And you've suddenly but now I understand what that means. But I mean, like,
well, that's what I want to get into.
But now you have to also believe that psychics.
Yeah. Well, I was writing out like the
Horse shit.
I was writing out for later on, like kind of getting into the Roswell, the very first like thing about flying saucers and aliens, right? But then I eventually want to get into Barty and Benny Hill, and that's what they had missing time and went to a therapist and they regressed their thoughts in like a hypnosis. And he's like, I see a Nazi and a lizard creature. Oh, and he's like crying over the recording. It's very scary.
I think you showed me that recording. The whole like, I guess you kind of just answered my question before I asked it. There was like, what would make you want to, if you got brainwashed into believing something didn't happen, how would that, wouldn't it be better off to replace that timeline with something as opposed to making this guy go, I have no fucking clue what happened all of last 5 years.
We'll get
and now
into
it makes him want to go get that back.
We'll get into it because there's a reason why one guy, I
was gonna say without the gap in knowledge, like
not Nichols.
I'd be like, why would you want to go? You'd be like, I wonder if I'm forgetting anything.
Well, Nichols is a different story, but like we'll get into the one guy that actually we'll get into it, but it's something kind of brought these memories up for him. So Camp Hero in Montauk. It's a nice name.
Camp Hero.
It sounds like, when going to fat camp and it's just like, you're going to Camp Hero, bud.
You're literally Superman if you lose like 40 pounds.
You ever seen Heavyweighters?
No.
You have to. Remember that movie?
No, I never watched
that Disney movie, and Ben Stiller was like the workout guy and they go to the camp and like the cover is like all these boys holding up a sandwich.
I've never seen it.
Heavyweighters. I rewatched it recently because I had Disney Plus for a bit. And
it's a Disney movie?
Yeah, and it's like when Ben Stiller's super young and he's like the camp counselor guy that like wants to whip them all into shape. It's actually like a decent. Like, I used to remember love it as a kid. I rewatched it. I was like, this is cheesy and bad acting.
All of the fucking old movies that you used to like is always cheesy and bad acting.
And you're like, Jesus,
you're like, why was I staring at this?
I know. So in Montauk is like kind of the East Coast Area 51. Older, not as big, and a little bit more stuffier. It's a little more, there's too many, you're walking backwards and then you bump into a reptilian. He's like, and then you got to walk the other way and then there's a grave being like,
I don't like this place. I want to go home really badly.
Now decommissioned, it was a vast underground warren of laboratories staffed by scientists from Brookhaven Labs. Sounds a little Nazi-ish because one of the concentration camps, I think was called like Ravenhaven. No, I'm just joking. It was Ravenbrook or something like that. Was one of the concentration camps.
Brookhaven? Are you sure?
Not Brookhaven. That's the labs where they're doing it. It was like Raven.
Well, no, there was something Haven.
Yeah,
but that's used for a lot of things, though, right?
Yeah, killing Jewish people.
No,
experimenting them.
Haven was. Never mind.
A little further west is the Brookhaven Labs, and devoted to teleportation and off-label application, like we talked about on the Philadelphia experiment, is like that Albert Einstein unified theory is the reason why they end up getting into this. That essentially they wouldn't have done this if Albert Einstein didn't actually figure and supervise this when it began. So as much as everyone was like, oh, he's such a smart guy, he probably has hands in some shady shit.
When was Einstein alive again? What year frame was that?
The fuck? I don't know. Okay, so Albert Einstein died in 1955. So he was around. Yeah.
Fucking way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why is it always told like Albert Einstein? Like when you think about it, it's
Yeah.
like this guy died in like the early 1800s.
Yeah,
That's just what you assume. I never
No, but
knew when he died.
like,
I
they
never
had
knew his actual.
electricity and shit like that, and
Yeah, but
and,
he
like,
stole that
He was
shit.
around. No, God. So he was just
Albert Einstein did not invent electricity.
No, he did not. He was way past that. He was born in like the late 1800s and then died in 1955. But it was about this radar experiment, right? Like, and time travel and mind control. But I don't know if like old Albie knew anything about it, or if he was just using his theories and they were trying to put his theories in like true form and actually fucking make these theories real. You know what I mean?
Isn't Albert Einstein like notoriously known for stealing other people's ideas?
I didn't hear that.
That is absolutely what he's known for. He's
I
gotten
heard he gave a lot of people mustache rides, though.
all of those inventions of his were all other people's ideas for the majority of it. And
might have to
it's
argue with his dead soul.
So many. Well, there's so many like spews.
Let's get out the Ouija board and we'll call Albert.
No, but there's so much controversy over everything he had is that other people have patented it or said they invented it first or claimed that he was fucking lying and that they did it first.
Yeah.
And,
So
isn't it right? Am I fucking mixing someone up? Didn't Tesla say he invented fucking
no,
the light bulb before Albert Einstein's or not Albert Einstein? Sorry,
you're fucking up.
I
your
am
shit.
fucking it up. Who stole the light bulb?
Thomas Edison.
I was like, oh my fucking God.
Thomas Edison.
I'm not even, that's what it is. Edison's a fucking little thief.
a fucking fraud.
He's like,
the one
that one was mine. I invented it. Look at it.
Well, and that's why I think that they were threatening.
Einstein.
They were threatening Tesla, and I think they were going to kill him and stuff like that if he didn't give up his invention.
Yeah, Tesla was the one that invented electricity first, right? That was that? Am I mistaken on that?
Technically, but Edison claims...
Or again, yeah, it's theoretically, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he claims. And if
Edison claims everything is his.
If we did have Tesla's technology right now, we wouldn't be paying for electricity. He wanted free energy, and then Thomas Edison was like, no, fuck that. I want that dollar bill. I want
to pay people.
So both Camp Hero and the Montauk Air Force Station, the Army transferred a portion of Camp Hero to the Air Force after World War II. They were said to be the hubs of paranormal research. Nichols begins by saying that he wrote a book after recovering, quotations, his memories of this time as a researcher of the project. Then it goes back to give an account detailing the interior of the faculties, its procedures, advanced technology, and numerous paranormal incidents that he claimed to have witnessed.
Okay, so here actually, just as a little food for thought while we're doing this, he got his memories erased, and he got someone to bring them back up.
Yeah.
Just as easily that someone could have imprinted false memories.
Very true.
So this whole thing could be just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
This psychic might have convinced him that he did some fucked up shit.
Well, I don't know if it was actually psychic. I think he just said he remembered it one day.
So he's just a fucking little pathological liar is what he is.
Yeah.
And then he ran with that one. He's like, oh, fuck, I'm in deep shit on this one. Okay, yeah, no, that is. And he just went full tilt into it.
Hey, if he did
Can't be called a liar if you never call yourself a liar.
If he did make this up, he's like a great author.
I'm sure I could make up a story that. For sure I could.
With fucking monsters and fucking mind control programs and little boys going through portals.
You know how many movies we were just laughing about Harry Potter being a documentary the other day.
Isn't it?
That's a great fucking story. If you want to, if you actually told Harry Potter you remembered it, you were there. That's how I kind of see this.
Yeah,
It's I was in Hogwarts. I was the Hogwarts teacher, and then all the ginger kids were into the fucking buzzsaw.
In terms of his actual claims, Jesus.
Sorry.
In terms of his actual claims, Nichols' book goes all in. Experiments in mind control, telepathy, opening space-time portals into other dimensions, connecting with contacts with alien life, and abduction of runaway children.
They abduct the runaway children.
Yep.
Is that abduct and bring back, or is that abduct and fucking ditch?
You know.
I'm just an abduction night, prom night, dumpster child.
I'm just a runaway Montauk baby. All under the authority of the U.S. military, programmed and financed
Programmed
by
Bill Gates.
Nazis. It's always got to be Nazis for a good story. So supposedly by Nazis, it was supposedly financed by Nazi gold recovered during World War II. And eventually I want to get into, like we do, I would think very soon we're going to get into the Nazi occult and stuff, and I have it like plugged in for coming up. And
stuff.
it is pretty interesting because, and I'm reading a book right now about this too that dives into a bunch of different conspiracies and stuff like that, but how during World War I, like all these banks, you know what I mean, put their money into one specific bank, and it happened in World War II, and then guess what happened during World War II? All these banks got destroyed. So where did people put their money? In the Federal Reserve. So, and this was all set up so the people in power could make a lot more money, like the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, people that we didn't even know their names, end up financing this shit. So like, you know, me and Juan just talk about it. It always goes back to Nazis. They fucking disappeared. 2 million people disappeared after World War II. A lot of shady shit going on. Project Paperclip, where they took the Nazis to make the rockets. So this is part of it, kind of. Rackets. In 1984, an otherwise forgettable B movie was made about the Philadelphia experiment.
What movie is that?
The Philadelphia experiment.
Oh, I didn't.
When a 57-year-old man named Al Bielek
Alec Baldwin
saw the movie in 1988, and Al Bielek claimed that he experienced an overwhelming sense of deja vu. Using New Age therapies and practices, Al said that he was able to unlock a massive storage of repressed memories about his extension and his involvement, his extensive involvement, not just in the Philadelphia experiment, but in something called the Montauk Project as well, and the two were intertwined.
So, like, we were watching that. Same for me. I was watching that Ted Bundy documentary, and
I remember
they had that scene where he's in the bar, and I was like, I'm pretty fucking sure I seen him. I was there.
And you were him?
Lame claim to fame. This is horse shit.
I know. Suggesting that his memory had been wiped using the CIA's MK Ultra techniques to maintain the secrecy of the program.
That'd be so cool to be able to do that to somebody, though.
I know, but we're gonna get. I keep saying it, but like we have things specific on the docket, so it builds up to.
I don't want to talk about that. I was just saying a fact. I just said it was a fact. It was
Al
cool.
claimed that his real name was Edward Cameron. So they brainwashed him, changed his name. He lives a long life, and he's 57. He probably has kids, and it's like
57. Yeah. Okay. How many people would you have to bring? Okay. Think of all your friends and your family and everybody. How many people are you fucking rope tying in with your lasso there? You fucking pig farmer. Bringing every single one of them. You don't call him this anymore.
So he said his real name was Edward Cameron, and that his brother Duncan Cameron were crew members on the Eldridge in 1943 when they were in their 20s.
It's an old man. His lame claim to fame. He needs a story. He's like, I didn't do fucking shit for my life.
Yeah.
I hate that. Honestly, here's quick rant. 30-second rant. You guys ever witnessed, like, so there's like people that hit the age, I think the age gap's like, I've noticed is probably just after like mid 40s, late 40s, like mid to late, that if people haven't succeeded in something or done big things with their lives, their stories become fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you got that like, grandpa where it's like, I was in the Cold War.
No, but no. That's not true.
The same timeline.
That's not true. No, that's when someone's delusional. No, this is like somebody's pathologically lying to make themselves seem like they did something, because it only happens. It's mid 40s to late 40s, and then it stops after 60.
I'm doing that.
After 60, nobody fucking cares. He's like, yeah, I did this. That's what that is. And like, grandpa's not telling stories anymore.
I'm going to be like, during 9/11, I was shot through a portal, and I was in the plane with the hijackers, and then they shot me back through the portal, and then I'm here.
Hell,
I'm here.
You know what? Hell, I live with a grandpa. You know what they tell now? You know what grandpa stories are like?
Billy has to service the grandpa every 2
He
weeks.
straight up fucking looked at me. This guy's 81 years old, and he looked at me and he's like,
Suck my dick.
I had a taco today. And I'm like, oh, yeah? He's like, it was better than a hamburger. I'm like, I had such a hard time not pissing my fucking pants. Anyways, carry on.
So Al Bielek, I want to say Baldwin too. Al Bielek told his story to an audience at a mutual UFO network conference in 1990. So they just let this guy in, be like, oh, I swear I was part of this project called the Montauk Project. Can I stand on a stage and talk about it? I'm going to go and be like, I have a podcast. I was abducted by aliens and they probed my asshole.
And now I talk about it.
Yeah. Saying no.
So everybody knows what kind of fucking trauma
and that's what this guy's probably got to be like. Every person he meets is like, hey, how to meet you? I'm Al Bielek. Al Bielek. Did you know I was part of the Montauk Project? Did you? You don't even know,
it's
man.
It's actually super fucking scary because like that looks like you in like a couple years.
Yeah, it probably is.
If this doesn't take off or anything,
yeah,
it's like you're like 50 and you're like, did you know in my 30s I did a podcast?
All right. It's saying not only that the Philadelphia experiment was real, but he and his brother were aboard the ship, the Eldridge, when it happened.
Oh, when you say the ship, it tell me somebody else says this. The second he's like the ship, I'm like Titanic.
Yeah.
That is the ship.
I was on the Titanic and I survived because I jumped through a portal in time.
Yeah,
and then when I went through that portal, I saw fucking Leonardo DiCaprio and he was on the ship too. And it's like,
you know what
sir,
I saw?
You were on a movie set, you were an extra.
You know what I saw when I went through the portal? Rose hogging that goddamn log.
That's true.
Well, the motherfucker drowned.
Have you seen those memes where it's like how she could have easily fit him on?
It was like how many different ways you could have fit on a fucking. But anyway, like on that note, like it's weight too, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how thin that piece of wood
Lucky
was.
she had a goddamn whistle, bud. Or she found a whistle on a dead man.
It's been a long time since I watched fucking.
I watched we watched the
Titanic.
first we watched half of it when we were drinking and we were pretty drunk and I
No,
was
I
like,
wouldn't mind actually rewatching.
you should watch it
Titanic.
when you're drunk. It's fun.
I remember watching it. My mom loves that movie, and she'd always cover my eyes when the boobies came on.
Oh yeah,
And then I'd peek underneath the blanket, and she didn't notice, and I'd always see the boobies.
Fun fact of the day: my first boner was to my babysitter showed us very inappropriate
Oh, I
movies.
thought you were just gonna say your babysitter.
But I was just saying to somebody at work that when I was like 8, she showed us, or 8 or 9, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that is like a lot of inappropriate shit and boobies and stuff. But I remember when I was like,
that's a good movie.
I love Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah. I saw the live, man. Like I listened to a podcast about it actually, but the live version of it is fucking hilarious.
Didn't you say you were ripped out of your tree when you were watching? We already talked about
so
this.
fucking funny, and my dad laughing his ass off. But that has the same sense of humor as I do. But she showed us Titanic at like age 8. I remember the first time I was like, and when I got a boner, I was trying to push on my dick so I wouldn't get the boner. Be like, what is this? What's happening? And I'd like literally like push.
I don't like
it. What is
it.
happening? Why is this happening to me? Just with a side boob.
See, I was a different kind of kid. Mine came up and it was in the tub, and I went. And I started smacking it.
Okay.
Danny was in the tub with me, my older brother, and he straight up screamed, "Mom, Billy's playing with his fucking dick."
He probably didn't say fucking. He probably said dick.
I tried to make it funnier.
Billy's playing with his wee wee.
No, he said I called it a willy. Danny called it a penis.
Oh, really?
So he's like, Billy's playing with his
It would
penis.
have been better if he was like, Billy's playing with his willy. All right, so he said that his brother and him were aboard this ship when it happened. Said that none other than Nikola Tesla himself had engineered the equipment, like we did talk about.
Oh shit, we did. Yeah, I was just talking about. Of course, Tesla did it. Everyone's stealing Tesla shit,
and that caused the Eldridge to break out of the space time.
That's strange.
And it even opened up a wormhole into the future.
Oh,
so we're on the ship. Supposedly, the boys, Alec Bielek, but like what he remembers, his name was Edward Cameron, and his brother Duncan Cameron. Actually, when it was going through this,
I want to see all the guys that are like brainwashing him. They'll be like, "Your name's no longer
Duncan
Cameron. It is now
Al."
And they're all like looking at each other like, Al, Judge Jefferson. No. Bee. There's a bee. Lick it. Bee lick.
Yeah, and this is crazy.
Like, your name's Al Bielek.
Supposedly, when he was going through like the space time, these two motherfuckers jumped off the ship mid, and then they ended up in like, which actually like they went through time and they saw aliens and shit.
Suicide mission,
and then it dropped the two brothers in the middle of Montauk's Camp Hero on August 12th, 1983.
Seems a little ridiculous.
He and his brother, just all of a sudden, they're like, well, let's join the Montauk Project. We're here anyway, so let's just join it. Which had...
Well, if you did get dropped like that, you'd be like, I'm dropped here for a reason.
Yeah. Which was grown out of the electromagnetic research from the Philadelphia experiment. Mm-hmm. Al claims he befriended Preston Nichols in 1970s, and that together they developed the Montauk chair. So this is where he realized that he was part of it. A mind-reading device that was a central component of the entire project. It helped provide a window into specific research, supposed research. Because
that's fucked up.
So this is the way, it's almost like how supposedly when the UFO crashed in Roswell, they actually took the chair, because in a lot of shows, and this is just from shows, but in like Star Trek, when you sit in the chair, you control the whole spaceship through the chair, and the chair actually kind of reads your mind.
Yeah.
And that's supposedly what aliens do use, is the spaceship is his own like entity, and it's so technologically advanced that you can sit there and you can tell it whatever you're thinking and it will listen to you. So there's theories that they actually took the chair from the Roswell crash ship.
Spaceship.
Yeah, and then they used the chair.
They put it through spaceship training.
Well, I think I've said this before, and then they used the chair and they reverse engineered it so they could travel through time, and this might have been where they ended up developing this Montauk chair.
Which would be fucking cool if it was real, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It would be cool if it was real. Nichols detailed his alleged work on the Montauk chair in his book, claiming it used electromagnetism to further the psychic powers of whoever sat in the chair. So Duncan Cameron, Al Bielek's brother in this forgotten memory, in a stroke of uncanny coincidence, happened to have a substantial amount of psychic powers, including the ability to manifest objects with his mind using this device. Sounds similar to fans of Stranger Things, where similar to the device is used by the character 11, played by Millie Bobby Brown. And it was crazy. So sometimes when he would manifest these things, he would do it like Duncan Cameron would sit in the chair and he could think of like a dildo, and the dildo sometimes would be solidified where it looked like a projection, like you couldn't touch it or feel it, but you could see it. And then sometimes the dildo would just fall on the ground and slap against somebody's leg or something like that, where it was real.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
And it'd just be like, that's a fucking dildo right there on my leg.
And it opened to a portal dimension, just like in Stranger Things, an alternate dimension called...
Yeah, and I haven't watched that show.
Yeah, it's called the Upside Down. In Montauk Project lore, Cameron and other project researchers would use the Montauk chair to pretty much open portals in time. And so in the Montauk base, it's like this huge... this is how they started it with doing the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah.
Is like they used radar technology, and that's why they wanted to spy on the Russians and all this shit. And then so there was this big radar antenna on top of the Montauk base. And supposedly that's where the portal would start opening up, was within this radar. Yeah. So it's pretty weird.
It's kind of cool though. Like, I kind of hope this is all real.
It would be fucking
super
dope.
That is super fucking cool.
So Nichols described another experiment in his book that is similar to remote viewing. You know what that is, right?
So not viewing in person,
no,
like
so you're
saying
psychic.
like you're watching. Oh, I was gonna say saying like you're watching your security camera on your phone.
Well, no,
that's
remote viewing, and we talked about it during the Paranormal Powers
You're seeing
episodes.
things that's not around you right now.
Yeah,
you're watching people.
There is a lot
in their
of
own home,
yeah,
like what souls do.
Yes, there's a lot of research that goes into this, and who knows if it's true or not. But I used to highly believe it in my early 20s. Now, who knows? But that. It's almost like you can put yourself in a meditative state, and you can see like across the world to see what somebody's doing. And supposedly the military would use this and like transfer somebody to like Russia or fucking Korea or whatever, and be like, Kim Jong-un is now taking a shit, and he whipped out his phone and he starts looking at pictures of Miley Cyrus. Oh no, okay, get me out of here.
It's Katy Perry now.
Yeah. So, and it's a paranormal concept that was actually researched by the CIA. it's also included in Stranger Things. So, and it's about like there was supposed to be one guy, and this is on Coast to Coast AM a long time ago, is that this guy could like remote view Mars and he could see things on Mars and
Cool.
weird shit.
That'd be neat.
So the first experiment was called the Seeing Eye, with a locked person in a chair. Most times it was fucking Duncan Cameron. They would put an object in Duncan's hand, and he could concentrate on the person and was able to see what they were seeing. If he could see through their own eyes, hearing through their own ears, and feeling through their own body.
That's
so you could be like,
cool. You're literally transferring your own soul pretty
cool.
much into somebody's body.
Yeah, you could be like, transfer into Brad Pitt.
I was going to say,
he's fucking Jennifer
that's exactly
Aniston.
what I was going to say.
Oh my God, yes. He could actually see.
He's like, I don't know why I came so fast. He's like, we've been fucking all the time. That was literally one insertion, and I came already. He's like, it's like someone else is fucking you right now.
He like goes unconscious
He's
for
like,
a second. It's like, woo.
Yeah, did I come?
He could also see through other people anywhere on the planet, which would have been crazy. So he's like, oh yeah,
that'd be insane.
You know what I mean? You could just like concentrate, and then you could see through somebody else's perspective, which would be very fun. But also very terrifying.
Dude, I'd spend my whole life doing that.
Would you?
I wouldn't even be me anymore. I couldn't leave that chair. I'd be like, but what is this person thinking?
Yeah, you can think of millions of people.
There's so many things to do with that.
What does Justin Bieber actually think? Is he actually a reptilian? Did he shapeshift in Australia?
And like, I'd be so curious about everybody's life. I'd be like, let's go through the list, and we'll figure out every person I've ever met ever.
Oh, that's great. Now they thought of you.
And then also add all of the celebrities. And then once you're done all that, that should take a good year. And then after that, you just fucking repeat, but cut out the boring people.
It would be scary to see what other people thought of you, though, and be like, this guy's fucked.
Oh my God. Yeah, you should be worried. The only thought, okay, you got a lot of thoughts that go around about you. The only thought that goes around about me is either I like him or he's a fucking asshole.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Those are the only two.
I'm sure.
Or,
Billy likes to toot his own horn. He literally has.
What do you mean? I just said he's an asshole.
He has one of those old school horns that like old school car has. And every time he thinks something good about himself, he honks it.
I just called me an asshole.
That's not bad. I'm an asshole. Asshole. Be proud to be an asshole. Be proud to fucking say your own opinion.
No, but the only other possible thing that people can think about me is that they'd want to fuck me. Like that's it.
Just like all the girls that come see you at your restaurant and wait for you to eat.
all the time.
All right.
That's like literally like honestly like it's exhausting, guys. It's exhausting everybody wanting a piece of your dick.
Okay.
Like that's
what I'm saying.
It's a full-time job,
likes to
man.
toot his own horn until he's like lonely one day at 50 and has nobody but his chair to stare at.
And my girlfriend.
Yeah, we'll see how far that goes.
We'll see. We'll hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
Jesus, Billy got really sad for a second. Had puppy dog eyes going on.
She's a good girl.
But more.
I talk about her like I talk about my fucking dog.
Yeah.
I love them both so much.
I was gonna say a bad joke.
I'm not fucking my dog.
No, not that. But like, I'm sorry, Izzy. But like, you know how a dog's name is a bitch? They're both bitches.
Kinda.
You know what I mean? That they're both females.
She won't hear this. And if she does, I'm gonna get like a spontaneous slap across the fucking face when I'm not looking.
But more so than remote viewing on any other claims that Nichols has makes this one fairly odd, and the most far-fetched one, we'll get into it, are the abduction of young children, some no older than 4, to use as subjects in the Montauk Projects. Various experiments as surely the most shocking. Nichols refers to these underage abductees as the Montauk Boys.
The Montauk Boys. It sounds like the Hardy Boys, but you're the Montauk Boys.
No, it sounds like a boy band. We're the Montauk Boys,
that's better.
And we're here to destroy the universe. The universe.
I saw that double time coming for sure.
And it said they were snatched off the street and even taken from their homes. And there was people that claimed that they were Montauk Boys. At least one guy came out and was like, I was a Montauk boy. And they even sent one kid to 6037 AD to a dead city where a gold horse stood with writings on it. In the middle of the city was his gold horse. Everything else was like fucking like gone. It was like an apocalyptic event. So they even supposedly like sent like 3,000 people into the future. Isn't that crazy?
3,000, eh?
Yeah, and the thing is,
Shit.
these boys would have to like, because the portal would be like small. And
What
this
does the 3,000 parents think?
but they used
6,000.
runaway boys in the 80s. There was a bunch of runaway boys, man, all over the
Yeah,
world.
but like they didn't make it far.
And
They
if
made
they-
it to like the end of their property
And if
law.
they knew like Cameron Duncan could do this, it could be like, thinking to all the boys that ran away. I see a boy and he's wearing a leather jacket and smoking a cigarette and he's on the side of a train track. Get him. He's perfect.
He's the one.
And then so they would use like tons of Montauk boys. And they would do these experiments, and supposedly because the portal sometimes it was too small, that these boys had to like cannonball into the fucking portal to get to certain places, and they would send all these fucking boys to the future. They use boys because of probably the whole reptilian theory of like the pubescent boy and how it's better for, I don't fucking know. It's some weird shit, weird strange stuff. But
How weird. Is
Super
it that
weird.
weird?
Super
That must have
weird.
been like 6 weirds.
so supposedly 3,000 people were sent to the future. Also, there was people that were sent to Mars, and then to look for like alien tech on Mars.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the whole Montauk boy shit. Super weird. They would just abduct all, and maybe aliens did it with UFOs, but they would essentially just grab boys off the street in their good old black van, with no windows,
White
sliding
van.
doors. Is it a white van?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a black creepy ass van drive behind me when I came home from work, and I was like,
That's
kids.
more creepy because it's black.
Yeah, you can't see shit. That sounded racist. We were talking about a car, okay, not people, but like,
And even when I said, the second I said it, I was like, oh, that was bad. I didn't mean it like that.
but it would be creepier with like tinted windows, completely blacked out van, and then they're just picking up fucking
Yeah,
kids on the
no,
side of the street.
but it's tinted windows, white van.
And they say thousands of kids. We wonder where all these kids go missing. Maybe they're a Montauk boys.
How many kids could you crush in one van at
Be
one
like
time?
they're like taking, I don't know, maybe like 10 in a town.
No, in one time in a van, I could fit way more than 10 kids in there.
How many do you think you could fit into a van?
Okay. Here's the biggest question: are they fighting me? If I open the door to put another kid in,
Question.
is one kid gonna run out?
Do you like the fighting? Do you want that
No.
part of it? Or do you want to use chloroform?
It's just for the math.
You just want chloroform?
Okay, chloroform. Yes. Okay, chloroform children.
Yeah.
I could probably fit realistically. Think about it. You stack them right on the back. So call it like 30 high lying down.
Yeah.
You got about like 3 feet wide. Your back of your cargo van's probably sitting around, I don't know, 12 feet. So 3, 6, 9, 12 is times 4. So probably about like just over 230 kids.
No way.
If you stack them, if they're all chloroformed, nobody's
Yeah,
fighting
you know
me.
what they're saying?
But
The military saying, be like,
that's like
how many
300 kids per van.
How many kids you need?
Well, 250.
How many kids you need for this project? Oh, we need like 100 to maybe 300.
They're children.
All right.
Think of how small they are, right? You can double stack them. I could
No,
probably fit
wait.
500 kids in a van, actually. I changed my
We're
mind.
pulling out the big guns. We got to pull out the big guns. Everybody lock down. Call in Billy. And then you see fucking you walk in like a slow motion
It's
montage.
the chloroform in one hand.
Chloroform in one hand and the
another.
van slowly driving behind you by itself because it's controlled by your mind. And then it's like, we're bringing in the big guns. Billy, how many kids can you get tonight? Let's go for a 300. Let's stack them in tight. And then it shows up and you just open the van door and all these kids' bodies just fall out. It's like, just give them a little bit of that. What's that shit that smelling salts where they crack it in your nose and then it wakes you up?
Oh,
and
it's the stuff
Smelling salts.
hockey players and
called
Coke use.
smelling
I said Cokes use.
Coke users.
I meant hockey players and NFL players use.
Yeah, it's smelling salts. That's
Yeah,
what it's
smelling.
called.
I think
Crack it.
smelling salts. Yeah.
I've seen on TikTok people use that shit. Honestly, for a video, if we could get it somehow off the internet,
I couldn't
I want to
imagine.
try it because it just fucking sends your brain into a fucking like a.
What is it like? A fucking?
It sends all your senses, like, going crazy.
Sniffing Coke, pretty much. Is
Yeah.
that what that is?
I think it's better for you than I don't know. I'm not.
Well,
just making
like
it up.
professional athletes use it, but they also have doctors right there telling them how much they can.
They also use a lot of drugs, steroids. Steroids can cause heart attacks.
No, but what's amazing is I actually don't think they are anymore because for the most part, every athlete that ends up using steroids, they're all getting fucking busted and nailed
now.
hard. Like, it's amazing.
Well, imagine like
Just 2 weeks ago, an MLB player got suspended for 2 straight years and has a $300,000 fine because it's his second time getting caught.
What about
with
those people
steroids.
that they catch that they ban or they kick because they smoked weed? And it's like, this motherfucker can run how many yards on fucking while he's stoned? Let him do it.
Yeah, so no, I don't think anyone really got in trouble for smoking weed.
I can't remember who it was. Joe Rogan was talking about him. I was
Really?
like, it's like, like
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of the weed one.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Because who the fuck's doing sports
I don't know to get
high
rid
on
of the pain.
weed? Yeah, maybe if you fucked up your back and you're like, oh, fuck this.
So according to Nichols, these children were so psychologically broken down by the Montauk Project that they most times would forget all about their time at Camp Hero for the rest of their lives. And the stories of the Montauk boys only became more intriguing when someone stated that they were one of them and confirmed to be one coming forward. So, and the interesting thing is too, they left a lot of them in the future, which is fucked, or the past. So there was one kid, I'm pretty sure.
It should be very odd.
There was one kid they sent in the past to, and he's called like the Bugle Boy. And
You think that kid wouldn't grow up and like just wait for the day that you try to fucking...
I don't know if
Put
it's
him in
Al
that
Bielek
camp.
or when his brother Duncan Cameron, something like that, where he ended up going to the past. And he said they didn't have any proper like boots for him. So they gave him like these oversized boots, and he was like in the Confederates. He was like part of the Confederate War. And he was like a little boy, and there was a weird picture of this kid taken with oversized boots on back in the Confederate age, like the late 1800s. And this guy claimed, I think it was Al Bielek or somebody else, part of the Montauk Project claimed to be him. So, and then it is weird because there is a picture of a boy and he's like, that's me.
he probably found
That's
it.
me.
He probably found the
And
picture
the weird thing
first.
is they left like hundreds of kids in the past and in the future. They're like, well, he didn't come back.
He said he didn't want to be a part of this.
No, but like they just left him there.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out sometimes how to bring the boys back, and they end up getting stuck in the future. Imagine how fucked that'd be. Be like, well, I'm
distant
fucked.
future.
Yeah.
From the future.
I am from the future. At least one man has claimed to recover his traumatic memories on the Montauk Project, just as Bielek did and Nichols had. Stuart Serlo, a 52-year-old man living in Michigan, told The Sun in 2017, that's pretty recent, that he was one of the Montauk boys Nichols describes, and that he and other boys like him were subject to horrible abuse. When the experiment started, they targeted expendable boys like orphans, runaways, or children of drug addicts.
Why did people talk like that back then?
The kind of kids no one would really come looking for. The aim was fractured to your mind. The aim was to fracture your mind so they could program you. They would change the temperature from very hot to very cold. They would starve you and then overfeed you. I remember being beaten with a wooden pole, and I said, "Daddy, no! Daddy, no!" And then they
You did not say daddy, no.
and they love to hold your head underwater until you're nearly drowned. That was effective. It makes a person likely to listen and to obey their captor. They also used LSD to put in our brains.
Also drugs.
They used LSD to alter our state of mind. Which they did use LSD. That is 100% proven that they used LSD.
So here you go. Well,
They did-
no, but you're already saying that this whole thing.
Could be.
Yeah, but you're
Could
saying it's
be.
proven that they have LSD, but this whole thing is
No, but there is
Yeah, but people-
substantial
no.
amount of proof that they used LSD. There is fucking facts that the CIA used LSD to put people on mind control. They put into the water, fucking in the water in like New York or something.
That's fine though, but at the end of the day, that's free drugs. The government just gave you free drugs, and how about you thank them?
Well, there
Because
was
they
a
gave you
documentary.
free money.
There was a documentary on Netflix, and it was about a guy that was part of the CIA program, and the son ended up like looking into because his dad's dead now. His dad jumped out of a window, and his dad, they were giving him acid without him knowing, and he would see like the ocean, and he would start tripping out, and he ended up jumping out his own window. But there's theories that they killed him, but they're also giving him acid. pretty fucked up deep story we might get into, but Stewart added that he also observed project staffers sexually abusing the children in order to break them down, which, as much as this may be true, may not be true, that did happen. They did, in conspiracy world, I think her name's Kathy O'Brien. She talks a lot about coming out about the Illuminati experiments and how she was broken down. They would rape them as kids and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Downer, but this is what happened, and I believe this stuff. This is something I do believe that they did sexually abuse children to break them down, and then they end up like this part of MK Ultra where they showed them like Disney movies and was like, you're a princess, and that's why you have people like Britney Spears, like Amanda Bynes, even maybe Miley Cyrus, that shave their heads because they're programmed to be like, you're a beautiful princess, and then when they want to break free from that, they end up shaving their heads and going crazy because they're realizing that they're under mind control. But Britney Spears is fucking weird. If we ever dive into just her and talk about her life is fucking weird,
Britney Spears
man.
is a weird girl.
And like how people, they were like, if you need help, and these were like videos, and they're like, she seems like mentally unbalanced. Like, if you need help, wear a yellow shirt. In the next video, she's wearing a yellow shirt. And her father's controlling her money right now. It's a very weird conspiracy, but it could be definitely true.
Her father's got to be dead by now.
No, he's alive. What the fuck are you talking about?
Really? Britney Spears has got to be late.
She's like fucking 40s.
I guess. Okay.
When, hit me, baby, one more time. She was 17, bro, or 16.
No way.
Yeah, she was 16 or 17.
What? No way. Really?
Yeah, you can look it up.
Okay, shit. So, we're doing an episode on Britney Spears
It's
now.
fucked, man. Maybe for the Patreon, because it's fucked.
That's a good episode.
Stewart even alleged that he and other Montauk boys were sent to Mars, like I said, and that they were like looking for this technology, and actually back to biblical times via project portals. In these early days, as they were perfecting the coordinates, a lot of boys were simply lost, he said. Like I said, like it's fucking like whatever, shit, I don't know where he went. Where's Benjamin? Benjamin went to a brothel and I can't find him anymore.
You see, he kind of just like took to it.
He liked it.
I think he's a part of it now.
I still have nightmares about it today. I wasn't there when the Montauk chair was shut off, but I felt it. Like I had suddenly been unplugged from electricity.
Damn.
I know.
This
pretty
guy
crazy.
was still connected even though he wasn't there?
Yep. Oliver...
what person... Like, what an odd term. Could you imagine being unplugged?
Yeah.
What would that mean? Could that mean you physically couldn't move?
No. He means like he felt the electricity.
He said he was unplugged. Does
that
mean
it felt like he has suddenly been unplugged from electricity?
You were charging your battery.
Yeah.
Your battery's full. You got unplugged, and now you only got that battery left.
He's like,
yeah. He's like, I got pretty well like
and his
2.5
wife's like, what's
days
up
to
with
live.
you? And he's just like drunk off 3 quarts of fucking scotch. I don't know how much a quart is, so.
A quart? Oh my fucking god! 3 quarts of scotch, dude. That's those moonshine bottles, like the big ones with the big handles.
Yeah. That's
a quart.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We should drink a quart in the podcast. See what happens.
I can't drink an eighth of a quart.
We'll just get some moonshine and we'll take 1 shot each and be fucked for the episode.
I don't know if it's off by heart, but I know it's close. I think a quart's like 4.25 liters.
All right, you're a bartender.
Something like that. I don't know, but nobody's ordered a quart from me before.
Hey, could I get a quart? A quart of whiskey.
I think it's something just over 4 liters.
It's like I Google it. What the fuck's a quart? All of the project experiments finally came to an end in the early 1980s. Nichols claimed when things finally went too far for even the researchers responsible couldn't deal with.
Wow, what went too far if that was all okay?
Ho, bud.
What was the line?
Nichols claimed that whenever someone was sitting in the Montauk chair, they envisioned these visions would appear on the transmitting screen. So
somebody envisioned a rhino and it just fucked.
So it's
shit
crazy,
sideways.
and this is why if this exists. They can see inside of our dreams. if they want to. If we have if this technology exists.
Go ahead. My dreams aren't very.
My dreams are fucked, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I have the craziest fucking dreams. I would love to see them on a projection screen.
Yeah, because you don't remember 95% of it.
I remember almost every dream.
You don't though.
After if you wake when you wake up, you can remember up to an hour or two, and then it just ends up because the course of the day.
No. Okay, the second you wake up, you remember and I looked this up because when you were telling me, Mad. From the second you wake up, you can only remember about 5% of your dream.
Oh yeah, probably. Dreams are fucking.
Dreams are weird.
A lot of times I wake up and I remember a massive portion of them, or at least whatever.
You think you do? Yeah, no, because I wake up sometimes like the same thing. It
feels weird.
I remember all of that, and it's gotten to the point where because I don't happen that often, because I'm going to say honestly, I'm as guilty as. I want to say,
you don't dream. You told me like
I know
2 years ago. Like, I don't dream anymore.
I understand that was when drugs were involved.
Yeah, I guess
since drugs have stopped being involved, I remember some.
Yeah,
not all, but anyways, even to that point, I'm pretty damn sure it's because I don't fall asleep. I knock myself out every night. I can't stop drinking, man.
Stop it.
It's hard.
You're gonna cause yourself heart disease.
No, I'm immortal.
Okay. But I just want to point out that do you ever get those dreams where you wake up and you have anxiety from your dream? I have those all the time where I wake up and it feels like whatever feeling I had in that dream, I wake up with the exact same feeling. And
for a second.
For me, it's about like an hour.
Wow.
And then I
get it for a second. I stand up. I'm like, oh, okay, that was ridiculous.
No, I get up. I have my morning shit, and then I'm like sitting there, and I literally when I had that weird dream.
Whoa.
What?
You shit regularly every single time you wake up?
My bowel move. It's just the way my BMs go.
The second you wake up.
No, it's
you
like
put your feet to the ground, you walk to the washroom, and you have a shit.
It's literally 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's fucked up.
You could ask Chelsea, my girlfriend.
That's fucked up. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying that's fucked up.
My BMs always happen at the same time usually. Once in the morning and once after work. You're supposed to be. That's healthy.
No. But I mean, that's oddly specific, timely.
It's sometimes it's 4:30, but
buddy, I'm lactose intolerant, and I pretend like I'm not when I eat my food, and I shit 7-8 times a day, but it is never at the same fucking time.
Okay, so
how do you wake up 5:30? Oh, it's poop time.
It's just my butt tells me. I like spooning my girlfriend, and for some reason when I'm laying on my side,
it's butt time.
When I'm laying on my side, it's just I start tooting, and then
anyways,
it's
this is ridiculous. We're done.
Okay, Nichols. If I feel like there's one listener who's like, yeah. Same.
We same,
but different. Nichols claimed that whenever someone was sitting in the chair, they would see on this the transmitter screen, which I was saying is kind of crazy, that they had this screen that could show whatever the person in the chair. They had this crazy technology where you can travel to fucking Mars.
I know, but that's like an extra line to cross. You got this chair that can see other people in their dreams. Okay. All right. That's a huge hump to get over already. And now you also have invented a projector screen into this person's mind.
Well,
everybody else
was already connected to the chair. So then all the generals could stand there and be like, okay, he's in Roseanne Barr's head. Oh, she's a maniac. She was on that show and now she's a maniac. They would just go into people's brains, and you know who Roseanne Barr is, right? Remember the bitch from the movie or the show? Why can't I think of the name of this? With John Goodman, very famous sitcom show.
I'm so super bad at fucking actors' names.
John Goodman?
That's my horror.
John Goodman!
Show me a picture of him. I'll be like, oh yeah, I know exactly who that is.
Oh, well, fuck it, whatever. So they would see on the transmitter screen before being manifested in the real world, either in solid or transparent form, like I said. Sometimes Cameron Duncan could put it into real form, and sometimes it would be invisible, or not visible, but you couldn't touch it.
I got you. Yeah.
The Montauk Project was shut down after Nichols and Duncan Cameron, along with other participants, rebelled against the project when something especially sinister was manifested.
How sinister?
We finally decided we've had enough of this whole goddamn experiment. The program was activated by someone approaching Duncan while he was in the chair, and they simply whispered, "The time is now." At this moment, he let loose a monster from his subconscious.
That's super creepy.
Yeah, this is the whole thing where when I heard about Montauk for the first time was that somebody let loose a monster and it destroyed the whole fucking lab, so we'll get into it. And the transmitter actually portrayed a hairy monster. It was big, hairy, hungry,
It's Sasquatch.
and nasty. It is kind of like Sasquatch. It seems like that he released a Sasquatch from his mind. And they were like,
Maybe that's where Sasquatch came from.
could be, because when me and Juan talked about it on Bigfoot and his cousins episode, the first one that we ever did together, we talked about that, how Bigfoot could be something that's natural to our environment and lives here, or it could be an interdimensional being, because a lot of people see Bigfoot and then he disappears, or there's a lot of weird things to do with Bigfoot. Like, and people are going to hunt for him until the day is old.
If he was an alien, why would he still be chilling?
Because he comes up and he just shows up sometimes. Like,
Why? What's here for him?
oh, he fucks the wolves.
Oh, they don't have alien wolves?
No, he fucks those.
No.
You know,
I'm sure alien wolves are more pretty than human wolves.
Okay.
I'm sure alien wolves have some weird titties that drag down and scrape the ground.
Okay, but this big hairy monster, Bigfoot, fucking whatever this thing was, because there's different stories of how it was a different looking monster, but this crazy ass monster looking shit.
Hey, let's to be fair, because I did call this from the beginning. I said, what, somebody envisioned a rhino and it just fucked everything up.
Did you say that?
I did say that about, what was that, maybe 20 minutes ago? Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
I did. And you said, well, hold on, we'll get into it. That's
Okay.
what you said.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But it didn't appear underground in the null point. It showed up somewhere on the base. So he was thinking about it, and they saw it on the transmitter screen, and then they're like, what's that noise? It sounds like a whoo! Is that Ric Flair? Ric Flair shows up as a monster.
That's fucked up fucking coincidence there. Anyways, carry on. Well, I guess you did do it.
And it would eat anything it could find. So this thing, it's literally like they could, and they did with Strange Things, but they could do a fucking crazy movie in general just about the Montauk Project and have it go down the exact same way that Al Bielek said it, or that...
I hate that name. All I can think of is Alec Baldwin.
I know. Or, you know, that Preston Nichols saw. So it could have been the same fucking thing where, like, you could make a whole fucking movie that would be pretty good.
So somebody envisioned a monster.
It released.
So why?
Smashed everything in sight.
What stopped? Okay, did he smash the chair? Mm-hmm. Okay, I was gonna say, what's stopping you from going back into that chair quickly and going, monster be gone? And it's gone.
Yeah, so, and then several people saw it, but almost everyone describes a different beast. So maybe this thing comes from human consciousness and everyone saw it in a different form, because my theory, maybe Duncan, maybe he like brought out this thing that was a manifestation of everyone's fears because he was afraid and something happened and his fucking brain broke all of a sudden.
Okay, that's a good one. Mine was somebody heard the story that happened and everybody else went, okay, that's what we're going.
That's where we're going.
And but nobody explained what the beast looked like. They're just like, it looked like a pig. And the next guy's like, it was 17 feet tall.
But that's that telephone game shit.
Yeah.
Someone thinks it could be a fucking dog, and somebody letting a dog go, like, it's a monster.
That's what's so hard about fucking most of what we do here is that it's that telephone game shit. It's so long ago and it's not documented. Plus you got to take into the fact of liars and people that just want to be known for things.
Instead of being someone who's like, I believe in Occam's razor, that if I don't know what that is. If I don't see it, I can't believe in it. I can go the other end and be like, if I don't see it, I will believe in it until I do see that it's not real.
Okay, your ideas sounds fucking ridiculous.
So it's like there's probably a creature out there.
Is that what it's called? Octum razor?
Occam's razor.
It's a Octum's razor.
It's a theory.
If I don't see it, I don't believe it.
Yeah. Which is like that's a bullshit excuse because you can't see ultraviolet gamma rays.
That's fair. That's fair though. But like,
you can't see air, but we're breathing it.
No. I think. Shut up. The idea of it, I think, is more or less to the fact of that guy did a fucking quadruple backflip. You're like, sure he did. I want to see it.
And he does it.
If it was so crazy, It'd be televised.
Yeah.
And I'd be able to see it.
Oh, would the government want to televise a guy doing fucking 3 backflips? Like, that's humanly impossible. You know?
No, they definitely do, because that is something that somebody could potentially achieve, and
It's
it
like,
would make everybody, and it would
we have
make
so much documentaries of fucking UFOs, and it's like the government's finally like, maybe it's real. We've been lying a long time.
Oh man,
but-
I still can't believe that. I've mentioned this like 5 fucking times. What the fuck happened at the beginning of COVID there? Were they straight up fucking, what was that,
Well,
CBC News?
I know, but
straight up
yeah.
said, this is actually
That's
happening.
the States, but the thing is,
No, that's us. CBC.
I know, but the thing is, yeah, but this story
And
is
that-
from the States.
I know, but like, and then everyone's like, okay, but like COVID.
And I've
I was
said-
like, wow,
I know,
that
fuck, I know.
swept under the rug
Yeah.
really fucking
and I've
quickly.
said this at least 2 or 3 times in this podcast that we technically Canada's already had their UFO conference. Russia did, Britain did. Everyone's done this, but the States.
Yeah.
Because I've talked about when that UFO conference was in Brantford, that you could literally go see this guy, Paul Heller, the Defense Minister of Canada, and you can watch it on YouTube. Look up UFO conference, or look up Paul Heller UFOs. He went in front of the Parliament, which is like Congress, the United States, and he said that I didn't believe it at first, but I've had many people email me, and this guy shout out to me, and he said, and he started to believe it, that he was the Defense Minister of Canada. And it came out that he believes in UFOs, and he said this in front of Parliament and a bunch of people that are Canadian officials. And he said that we know that there's at least 4. I think, like I've seen this video a couple times, but there's a while ago, that there's 3 to 4 different alien races that have been in contact with us. And he's like, many military officials have stated this is true and have said under oath this is true. So technically, we've already had our UFO conference, and technically,
but just nobody fucking cares about it.
Some old fuck, because people are not paying attention. They're too concerned with like, well, you're white and I'm black and there's cops killing everybody, which I agree with. There is, but the thing
Not
is,
everybody.
we have
They're
to
killing
come
mostly
to
black people,
Yeah,
but
we need
anyways,
to come
chill.
together as a
Why
people.
you know what?
That's all I want to say is that we've already had this shit.
Yeah.
That you can
Everybody
look it up.
needs to come together, including
Russia's had their
especially
UFO
cops.
conference. Yeah.
No, but that is a cool conference.
Yeah, and you can look
like
it up on
how
YouTube.
quickly that got swept under the rug, though,
Yeah.
and how little people genuinely like. Even someone like me, like I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, that's amazing that they straight up admitted that. And
They've
then
already admitted crazy.
but no, but then I turned around and I went, I gotta go to work. What the fuck does it matter? Like really, what the fuck does it matter?
Well, if they
I'm
do
gonna
come out,
I'm gonna live my life either way.
yeah.
And I'm just gonna see what happens when it
No,
happens.
but if tomorrow it comes out that we've had contact with aliens, and the aliens have been here before, and that they're coming again,
Okay, so what would that happen to my personal life?
well, it could change everything.
Why?
Because it would eradicate religions. There's a lot of things it would do.
Okay, cool. When it happens,
Yeah, it already has happened.
Let's see. No, it hasn't eradicated people because nobody's taking this seriously.
Because nobody
Exactly,
wants
though.
to care right now
No, but
until
it-
it actually
no,
we
but-
get fucking invaded.
Exactly, and I'm on that boat too.
Well, 2022.
Why do you care?
Eric,
Oh my God! What did you just say?
no, I just say
No, carry on.
Okay.
What did you just say?
No, because Eric Von Deacon, the guy that wrote Chariots of the Gods, and he's been on Ancient Aliens. This is not my theory. This is his.
Oh, okay. Then I don't care. Actually,
He believes that
I-
aliens are coming in 2022. He said if they've been here before, they're going to come again, and they're coming again. They're going to come all over our faces. And
What, it tastes like pineapple? Do they have a
could
good
be
diet?
2012, and they got the calendar goddamn wrong.
Actually, what's kind of funny about that, I fucking hate that you said that, is I was actually looking at that just to make fun of you the other day. And it wasn't like, it was probably a couple weeks ago now, actually, but I was looking at it, and the Mayan calendar actually is only, 363 days a year?
I don't fucking know.
Or no, it's longer. Sorry. It's 300 and it's something.
All right.
Anyways, it's a little longer than our calendar year we have.
Okay.
Where it lined up in a sense where not quite 2021,
2022, bud.
but like literally January 2022 is technically in the Mayans calculations, 2012.
No crazy that
Which is fucked up.
You know how crazy
But
that
again,
if like it hit like the new year in 2022.
do you want to make a bet?
I don't want to make a bet anymore. No.
Oh no, you
No.
feel bad about last
No,
time?
yeah.
Can we tell us for the new listeners?
But they know.
No, the new listeners. That happened one
new
episode.
listeners.
Okay, so Tom and I have been friends for a long time, and when 2011, we were working in a
child.
restaurant, and he was snapping every fucking day. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? He's like, 2012, man, world's done. I was like, 2012, the world's not gonna fucking end, chill. And he's like, no, it is. I'll bet you any money. And like from my perspective at the time, literally all I thought is,
And what were you, 18?
all I thought
16?
was, I was like 17 years old. Anyways, I was like, if it ends, I don't owe him any money. And if it doesn't, he owes me a lot. So Tom still to date owes me something to the tune of, what was it, 100 grand?
Yeah.
150 grand or
You're never
something.
gonna get
It was
it.
a weird number.
You're never gonna get it.
And I'm never going to fucking get
You're
it.
never gonna get it.
Was that the Montauk Project?
No, Nicholas said they had destroyed all the equipment in order to remove this creature from existence because this thing came in and was like, and started destroying everything in the fucking building.
Called it.
And and they wanted to send it back to its original dimension, but maybe they fucked up. Maybe that's what Bigfoot is, man. Man,
How did you know what original
man.
dimension it even came from if it came from somebody's manifestation?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't know.
What if the Montauk Project, what if it created Bigfoot and from the Montauk Project, man, that the reason that Bigfoot, and we have so many sides of Bigfoot is because the Montauk Project, and they couldn't conceal the monster.
There's a lot of stories I can sit here and be like, okay, that's plausible, but this one's a little
Everything
out of reach,
is possible.
Man. This one's a little out of reach.
This is clearly the inspiration for the similar narrative in Stranger Things. I'm excited. Like, the show is fucking good. Please give it a try.
Okay, I'll go give it a try. I
seems
just
pretty
nobody talked to me about it. I
teared up when Billy got fucked up. So just wait.
No, if Billy gets fucked up, it's pointless.
You'll have to see. It's the best part of the ending.
He's literally must be the star of the show.
He's an asshole, but then he kind of redeems himself. You'll see. It's good. And I think your girl would like it. So check it out. So, and this monster was kind of similar to what like 11 like summons in the show that wreaks havoc. But according to Nichols, the basement levels of Camp Hero were flooded with cement. It's just like pouring, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Once all the equipment was destroyed and the project was shut down, with anyone involved in the project having their memories of the project suppressed using MK Ultra techniques, which is fucking coming up. We're like diving in that shit pretty soon. But like I said, soon could be a month, soon could be a year. Who knows on Strange Brew?
Yeah, God knows what Tom's
docket.
fucking attitude is that particular day.
How many things I've added to this podcast. The decommissioned facilities at Camp Hero are still standing. And I was watching a little video that this guy was trying to like do some research on. He does like a YouTube channel, and they were at like, you can see the doorway, this big fucking two-handed doorway. It's like a big metal door into the ground. You can see it.
It's a cellar.
Yeah, but a huge cellar, huge, like it looks like a military base. But they
Two-handed
can't.
door is a normal cellar.
I'm saying
anyways.
like it's metal and it's like whatever. Anyway,
I've seen those.
And that he wanted to get in.
He
He wanted to talk to someone who was part of it, and then his boss wouldn't let him and shit like that.
Oh, damn!
It's a lot of weird stuff going on. So with anyone involved being like mind controlled and erase their memory.
Yeah.
So, supposedly, however, these attracted curious passerbys, and local townsfolk to this day, regardless of what actually happened inside, they still believe that they still venture around here. And the SAG radar facility has become a notable landmark for boats sailing around the Fork of Long Island, so it is left standing when the Air Force is shut down.
Okay, wait a minute. This is all in New York?
Yeah. Long Island, bud. Because that's, remember, like, it will.
Is it in Long Island or is it in New York?
I think it's in because it's in Long Island.
Jersey.
It's in Long Island.
Okay.
Because they were Long Island, like New York. That's why it's like close to Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is essentially like, you know, Vinny Paz even talked about it, he's like, you know, we're like New York's little brother, like that. Philadelphia is kind of like New York's little brother, where it's a big enough city. It's not as big as New York, close, but it also has the same amount of violence, and people from Philly are fucking crazy. You don't give a shit. They'll knock you out any second they get
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, and it's air traffic control operations at the facility in 1984, giving so it's left standing even when the Air Force shut it down. So this radar system is still up. And I don't know if it doesn't work anymore, but it gives the site kind of an eerie, it's a weird presence. Strange, okay?
How strange?
So
It's
strange.
strange.
So strange. The military, for its part, has disputed that anything like the MK Ultra project took place on Long Island, but these sorts of denials often do little but make people, it makes people more believe, because the U.S. government has denied their research into mind control or remote viewing just as much as they've denied Nichols' claims. But right upon the movement, the research documents of MKUltra and similar projects were declassified. So if these things don't exist, if they say that this never happened and they never tried to conduct research in mind control or radar crazy systems and opening portals, why did they declassify and black out documents that have to do with it? That's my point.
It seems, that's fair.
Why is that happening?
Because there could be other issues. There could be that psycho that went and raped everybody.
Or they did these mind control things. Maybe it didn't work, and they just spent their time raping kids to fucking.
Okay, well that seems like a little worst case scenario.
Well, no, that they obviously up to me they abducted kids, to me, and they tried to use them because
seems like the absolute worst thing they can do. There's plenty of other reasons you'd be like, okay, well maybe people don't need to know about that.
Maybe there wasn't a crazy monster. Who knows? I kind of believe it because I like believing in the weird shit, and I don't fucking know.
It'd be cool.
But also, there is definitely things that go into
that's an awful big cop-out for where's the chair now?
Yeah.
A monster destroyed it. It's all gone.
Obviously. But I do believe that MK Ultra did exist. We used it in
MK
Quebec.
Ultra's, okay.
And they did
that I'm on board
children.
with. I'm not saying that I'm not on board with Montauk or with MLK Ultra.
We have discussed that, children go missing by a large number. And it's fucking weird.
By 500 per van.
All right. Oh.
What do you mean, all right?
Wrong. Fucking. I still have that fucking.
They go missing by 500 per van, man. What's that? Is that rain?
Please don't listen.
Oh my god.
From our David Koresh episode. I don't know why it's still plugged in, but
it's time for Billy's Fun Fact of the Day.
It's time for Billy's Fun Fact of the Day.
That was a good one, huh?
My throat.
You know what? I had a good fun fact, and I changed it halfway through this episode because of what we were talking about.
Okay.
Let's talk about Neil Diamond.
Okay. The Diamond.
And let's talk about Sweet Caroline.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
How young was Sweet Caroline?
Princess Carolina was 14 years old.
Princess. So who's that?
I can't remember the fucking whole story, but yeah.
Who's their parents?
Tell me.
No, you were so confident. Carry on.
Fuck, I can't remember. She's the Duchess of some bullshit.
It was John F. Kennedy's daughter.
What? I didn't know that. What?
Sweet Caroline was 12 years old.
I thought she was 14.
And Neil Diamond
she was 12,
was very much older than that. So let's go through the story here because I had to pull it up halfway through. I'm like, shit, I wanted to make sure I knew the...
Touching me.
All right. Listen though. Diamond 66 said he was a young, broke songwriter in the 60s when he saw a cute photo of Caroline Kennedy in a magazine. It was a picture of a little girl dressed to the nines in her riding gear next to her pony, he recalled.
With a big boner.
It was such an innocent, wonderful picture. I immediately felt there was a song in there.
Oh my God.
So his song was a little fucked up, though.
Touching you.
There are a lot of complicated lyrics. That's one. But anyways, there are a lot of complicated lyrics to that song. But we seem to remember at least a couple that aren't so little girl appropriate, like that. Mm-hmm. Another one would be, and now I look at the night, woo, and it doesn't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only 2-0, and when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you?
And this is the thing, and I've said that
touching warm, reaching out, touching me,
touching.
And then the best part. Wait, hold on. It goes so good, so good.
I know.
So good.
And Jesus, you pushed the fucking tape.
Sorry, it was so good.
Yeah.
But that is fucked, man.
I know.
Neil Diamond was how old at that time? He was saying he was in the 60s. So
he's like 30s.
Yeah, probably late mid 30s, roughly. Yeah.
And I've said that, and I actually learned that.
Well, no, late 20s. He's probably late 20s. He was talking about 12-year-old.
Well, I learned that working in a restaurant, and we would have bands play that song very often when we were working back in the kitchen and late nights.
Because everyone gets rowdy by it. But I'm like, you guys are disgusting.
And you like fucking screaming.
Every white guy loves Sweet Caroline.
And I remember someone telling me that, like, while I was done work, I was having a beer at the bar.
Oh, you already knew about that?
Yeah,
actually,
and that's I did a long time ago, and I didn't know.
I thought you were just talking out your ass. I didn't know. If you
actually did.
Yeah, it was John F. Kennedy's daughter.
I didn't know if John F. Kennedy's daughter.
It was
I
his
just remember I thought it was a princess or some shit. I thought it was like
much,
from the royal family or something like that.
Still.
And I remember someone saying that to me, and like, you know what the song's about? And I was like, what? But the same thing, Pete Townsend, a famous musician from The Who, I think Pete Townsend from The Who, he is, and I think he's dead now, but like, he was a known pedophile. Like, they uncovered a lot of shit about Pete Townsend, how he was a pedophile. That's why I always say the shit runs deep. I love The Who.
No way.
Yeah. Shit runs deep.
No, I don't want to believe it.
Yeah, it is true.
I don't believe it.
So,
sounds made up.
Rate and review us. If you want to jump on the Patreon, we have a couple episodes on there coming out. It should be every month. We're going to be releasing new episodes on there. Stranger Danger episodes.
Stranger Danger.
Yeah, and we got
for your children when they want to listen.
Strange stories. The strange.
I'm also gonna take a picture of Tom's Zodiac beer here because we haven't actually showed it, but I swear to God, that's a fucking sperm. What is that?
I know.
That's gotta be a sperm.
There's like alien crafts on it and fucking.
Yeah, no, I'm
There's
taking
like
a picture of this
mushroom
just now, and I'll post it when this episode comes out. But what the fuck is that? Is that hair?
I don't know.
Is that a big glove? Futurama glove? Anyways, yeah, I'll take a picture.
But www.strangebrewpodcast.com. You can find merch there, everything. Rate and review us. If you enjoy the show, like the more you guys participate in rating and review us, say your friends. Be like, hey, if you ever want to get strange, tune in to the Strange Brew Podcast.
That seems like a really fucking stupid thing to say to your friends.
Just slap your friends and be like, listen.
Anyways, guys, have a great night.
Love you.
I
drink a lot, I think a lot, I think of thoughts that aren't mine. I'm drinking shots all the time, living distraught, it's my fault. Why do I do this to myself? I've ruined my health, it's stupid as well. Pushed away the people that only want to help. I felt the evil haunting me in hell by demonic creatures. I lost myself and I saw the features on people's face change. Well, God's a lizard that feeds on all your hate and pain. He makes all your decisions and leads you to embrace the chains and become a slave. Put the guns away, make a stance and take a chance before they invade your land. Stay still and be a brave man. I have ways to kill but an escape plan. I stay ill till I'm a patient